money this last year.
Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Wait.
Our most gracious and wonderful Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the Rotary Club and all the good that it does. We ask you to guide us and help this community, our country, and our world be a better place to live. Help us to eradicate these dreaded diseases and bring clean water to those in need. We ask you to be with those who are under attack, walk through them and help them to overcome. We ask you to be with the sick who couldn't be with us today and help them to get well. Be with those who travel and keep them safe. Direct us, Father. We thank you for the food we received today. Bless it to the nourishment of our bodies. We thank you for Jesus, your Son and our Savior. In Jesus' dear name we pray.
Amen.
All right, Fred, what do you got for us?
Yes.
It's back on. Whether it's spring, summer, or fall, she's still beautiful. America's beautiful. Oh, beautiful for spacious sky, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesty, all of fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you, Fred.
You're welcome.
Thank you, thank you. I'm not sure if this is loud enough today. Well, welcome. I hope everybody's having a enjoyable week so far before the weather starts to get cold again, which is not fair. We've got a packed house full of guests today. I took a picture of our guest list at the back of the room because I'm terrible at remembering who's all here. So I'm just going down the list here. Rob has a guest with him. Two guests. One guest is our guest speaker, so he'll introduce him later. So who's your other guest?
All right. Being spring break, I have my son Isaac with me. He is a sophomore out here at Northview, and so I want him to come and hear and see and experience everything that we have going on. So.
Wonderful. Welcome, Isaac. We have Mandy back with us again, so welcome back. I just spoke with her about her officially joining the club, and we've got that on our timetable, so welcome back to the club. Judah is back. How you doing? This is your third time now, I think, so second or third, who knows now. Welcome back. And then we have my friend Jesse. He is back again this week. Welcome back, Jesse. And last but not least, a former Rotarian has finally made her grand return. Heather Killey is in the back of the room. Heather, welcome back. And we all obviously been praying for Heather over the last however long it's been, your road to recovery, and so it's really good to see you here and see your smiling face, and it's good to see you when I walked in. It was a great surprise. So again, Heather, welcome back. There's two more guests in the back of the room. Yeah.
We have our two siblings with us in case.
All right. I don't think I missed anybody for our guests. So who's happy about something, excited, want to share some good news with the club? Rob is reaching for his wallet, like always.
Absolutely, that's right. So being spring break, we decided that we would just do a bunch of day trips. And so far we've gone to the city county building downtown Indy because they have a neat observation deck, which turns out to be closed. But that was all kinds of fun. But so we got to go through the scanner and the pat down and all that kind of stuff. So that was the highlight of that. But then we went over to the Indy 500 Museum. and that was pretty cool. Though it's under construction, so half the cars aren't. So far, our success rate wasn't good on yesterday's trip. But the zoo was all kinds of fun on Monday. So who knows what the rest of the week will hold. But that's my happy bunch.
If you get really bored, you can go to the airport and TSA can really give you a rundown.
You know, we
too.
could. My son-in-law works for Comlux, one of the
Yeah.
aeronautical places up there. So I told my daughter, I said, well, let's just swing in and say hi. And she goes, no, that wouldn't be a good idea.
Not at all. Wonderful. Who else is excited or happy about something that can follow up that? Nobody. Oh, Rob, you stole the show. I was going to share something, but I forget what it was. It was something that we did this last weekend. So. Oh, if you haven't been over to the Meadow Shopping Center, I know we're the Rotary Club of Brazil, but you know, every one of us goes to Terre Haute probably once or twice a week. Head over to the Meadow Shopping Center. They opened up their new Ace, which is owned by the Gersneys here in Brazil. It's a really, really good looking store, and they've really done a lot of work just in the Meadows shopping area itself. And we went over for the little farmers market that they had, and then found out that the parade was going on right after that. So it's a really good time over there. Check it out. It's really clean, and they've really done a lot of cool work over there. So. Anybody else have anything they want to share with the club? I did get a text today from the bistro. So we discussed this last week about the possibility of trying out a meeting over there to kind of see how it would go. And I threw out the date April 13th, and I put that in the email last week, and we confirmed with them. They said that's good to go, and she has a menu pulled together for that day. So it's going to be a salad, pulled pork sandwiches, and beefy vegetable soup. And then I need to talk to Leah about that because she got you all taken care of on that. But if there's any other allergies that she needs to be aware of, let me know so I can convey that to them. And then she's also thinking about mashed potatoes and gravy, and then Manhattan options as well down the road. So she's got plenty of food options, and as she promised me, she would be letting us know what the menus would look like. But that's for April 13th. I'll shoot that in an email to everybody this afternoon. I think I got the recording fixed now finally, so hopefully the computer doesn't crash today and we'll start getting the videos uploaded again. Duane?
Will that board meeting be there too?
No, we'll probably move the board meeting either the week before or the week after. So, any other questions, announcements, anything for the club before I have? Yes, Stephanie.
Will the board meeting be there before that?
No, yeah. We'll figure that out. So, yeah. Blame it on Charlie. Wow. Yeah, Rob.
What about the board meeting that we?
The board meeting? Yeah. So the board meeting's to be determined.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, no one else.
Come next week, y'all meet.
Anything else before I have Rob come up here and introduce his guest speaker? All right, Rob Dispennett, it is all yours for the time being.
How about this? If the Boilers win tomorrow, then we'll put a happy buck in for them. Right.
They play Friday, that's all.
Friday. That's a fact. I think they've got at least an Elite Eight in them. I really do. I think they can do that. So, all right, everyone. I'm Rob Dispennett, and minister out at the Knightsville Church of Christ. And so 4 kids been here. Unbelievably, we came down here with a 1-year plan. So we're going to stay for a year, and if at the end of the year the church wanted to keep us, and if we wanted to stay, we'd stay another year. And so we did that 2 or 3 times, and in the third year they said, well, can we just make it longer term? And I don't think any of us thought it'd be 16 years later, but voila, here we are, 16 years later, still going strong. Church is growing still. We just added a couple new members here just recently, so things are going along quite well there. We outgrew our old assembly area. We nearly doubled the size of the facility itself, and the members there, and I think it's kind of neat, gave every penny necessary to do that construction process without any kind of indebtedness at all. And since then, we've started supporting 3 other preachers in other locations, one of which is over in Zimbabwe. So just a lot of neat things going on with the church. But One of my other passions, besides Rotary, is scouting. You've heard me mention several things on it. And through the process of going out literally door to door out in the country and knocking on doors and dressing my kids up as cute as they can possibly be, which being a Dispennet's hard, but we do the best we can. So send them up to the door looking all sad and things, and ask people to buy popcorn. And so one of those people that answer the door is Darin Britton back here. And so got to know him just a little bit through the process, and texted him a few times, you know, and I need a sheet metal bent and, you know, things, CNC. No, not really, but through the process of knowing him through popcorn, asked him to come over here and talk a little bit about his business. So everyone, please, warm Rotary welcome to Darin Britton. By the way, he's a public speaker, and so expect high things from him. So.
Yeah, Senator last week and me this week, you guys might be in for a disappointment now. So I'm Darin Britton. I'm the president of Britt Aero. Many of you may know Britt Aero as Britt Tool. My dad started and my mom started the business in 1986. I pretty much have worked there since day one, in some fashion or another, cleaning the shop floor, wiping down machines. It's the only job I've ever had, and I'm 47, so I've been there a long time. My dad was a tool maker and machinist, and when he started the business, that was his passion, was building fixtures and tools. Did a lot of work for Great Dane trailers, but we kind of developed a niche for big round fixtures, and big round fixtures means airplane engines. And we developed a niche for very large turning. I remember my dad saying that he bought like a 60-inch lathe, which in our business a 60-inch lathe is a pretty good sized lathe. First job we got to quote for it was like 62 inches. So it never fails in our business that no matter how much you try to grow, well, now we can swing 108 inches, and we still get jobs now that we can't quote. So, but that's where we developed our niche. And first, when I say tool and die, I don't know how familiar you are with the tool and die industry, but we build fixtures that maybe it's an engine part that is a say a lathe fixture. We make the fixture that holds that engine part, and our customers would turn it or whatever. And tooling had a lot of ups and downs. It's feast or famine, and so we talked my dad into our customers kept approaching us about, hey, you're making these fixtures, would you guys be interested in machining the parts? And for the longest time he was like, no, I don't want any part of production machining, I'm a tool maker. And then eventually we won, and we got him to do the production, and it's now, we're pretty much 50-50. We do work for GE Aviation direct, Rolls-Royce direct, Pratt & Whitney direct, and we're doing a lot of work for Blue Origin. I'm sure you all know Jeff Bezos. We're the first vendor in the United States to ever sign a long-term agreement with Blue Origin. It's a pretty big deal. We've got parts that we're machining direct for them now, so a lot of cool stuff. We're up to 90 employees. 90. We were probably 95 before COVID. The last couple of years, the production side of the business took a pretty big hit. No one was flying, so when no one's flying, that hurts us. And luckily, the tooling side of the business was very strong, and it got us through. And now the production is slowly starting to ramp back up again. Biggest problem we have, I don't know if some of you may have seen. I'm not a social media guy, but we have ads running all over Facebook right now. For we have a hype video, we call it, for just to try to draw in prospective employees, and then we have what we call a training video promotion that we're going to start trying to find mechanically inclined individuals that want to learn, and we're going to start a training program at Britt. So we've had quite a bit of luck. The ads are. I know one of the ads it had over 10,000 views within the first 2 weeks, and we've had more luck with that than we've had in anything we've tried in the last 2 years. But trying to get anyone to work the last couple of years has been pretty rough. But we've managed to pull in a few, but that's still our biggest struggle. Is same as most business locally and in the U.S. is just finding qualified people or people that want to work and show up every day. So I don't know. Is there like questions or this is not really my thing? So I just if you have any questions about the business, I can try.
You said you got like 10,000 hits on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Did you actually get some qualified applicants come out of that, or?
Yes, we've hired probably 6 people in the last couple weeks. So it's been the best thing we've done in a long time. So I guess it reaches a lot more people. We've tried, because we used to try Career Builder, all the different monsters. We used to do the paper all the time. Now no one, the papers. But so that's been the best thing we've done. So
have you tried incentivizing with your employees?
Yes. So we have
to bring other people in.
We have a referral program,
That's
and
a great one.
they get bonuses if they refer the employees. So yes.
Are you just located in the one building that you've been in all along, or have you expanded?
So yes, we're just in the one building. We started. I'm terrible with the streets just around here. The street that Speedway's on used to be the blue building on this road. That was a lawnmower shop or chainsaw shop years ago. That's where they actually started the business in 1986. But we were only there for a few years. But we've added on to this building at least 5 or 6 times now. So, and we bought the property in front of us that used to be the car wash. And then the field, so we have a lot of room to grow. So hopefully not for a few more years, not that on, but anything else?
What is a qualified employee? I mean, what are you looking for there? What kind of skill sets?
We do so many different things. We have tool makers. They're kind of a dying breed, to be honest with you. They're hard to find. Vincennes University has a program for tool makers, and we've gotten a few from that, but normally they end up going to Toyota because Toyota's right there, and they pretty well live at Vincennes, drawing in those kids. So, but honestly, I hate to say we've gotten desperate over the last few years, but we've definitely taken people on and trained them where we wouldn't have in the past, because it's just very expensive to try to train somebody on the job. But the main thing is, when I say qualifications, it's, do you want to work? Will you show up every day? I mean, that's the.
Is it a lot of lifting requirements, type of stuff, or are they mainly using machinery? Or?
Mainly machinery. We have bridge cranes everywhere. We're a very there's probably not a machine shop that you'll go into in the country that you'll find that's any cleaner and brighter than our machine shop. We take a lot of pride in that. It's something that has always been. So my dad always wanted to change the whole. We used to go to the schools and try to promote what we do. We had scholarships, and years ago, you couldn't get the schools to promote skilled trades. And I think that started to change over the last several years, and it's gotten a lot better. But used to, it's like you had to be a teacher, you had to be this or that, and so the last few years that's gotten a lot better.
It's a lot of CNC machines.
Oh yes, yep, a lot of CNC. Almost used to, and you'd walk into our shop, it was all manual mills. You had manual lathes. Now we're down to like 4 manual mills in the whole shop, and maybe 4 manual lathes in the whole shop. There's some all CNC. So that's. But we kind of wanted to change that whole. When a kid comes in and you know, Rob's brought, I think he brought the Cub Scouts in before, didn't you? And stuff like that. And we used to do tours with the school. And when those kids come in, you want them to see that manufacturing doesn't have to be this dirty, dark, you know, just like I say, kids like computers and all this stuff. I mean, everything we run is ran off computers, and after you get a few of the kids in and they learn some of that, it's like, oh, this is pretty cool, you know.
Your contract with Blue Horizon, how do you get your product to them, and what are the lessons?
I mean, it's all freight. It's all freighted to them. They have, so Blue Origin has their headquarters is in Seattle, and then they have a branch in I think it's Alabama, and then that one in Florida now. So they kind of gets shipped to different, depends on what engine it goes in. But like this week we have a bunch of product that's ready, and they fly people in to review all the quality documentation, and once they approve it, then it can ship. So hopefully that happens while I'm down here. When I get back this, it can go. Yes.
How large are the parts that are going to Blue Origin? Is
It varies. So
a few pounds or hundreds of pounds, or?
Yeah, anywhere from 10 pounds to probably a couple hundred pounds.
Wow.
And Blue's pretty unique. We don't do anything with. We did a lot of customers through word of mouth, and we just had one of our customers just went to SpaceX, which is Elon Musk. You know, if you have money, it's a rocket race, you know. And so he just called us a couple weeks ago and said, "Hey, I'm at SpaceX now. Would you guys be interested in quoting some work for us?" So I don't know if we're going to get into SpaceX or not, but it's definitely an interesting world. It's the aerospace side of the fighter jets, the parts for commercial airlines and things like that. I understand all that, and I think it's cool. The rocket is cool, but it's like just doesn't. I guess it doesn't make a lot of sense to me why if you got that much money, why you got to go to space. But you know, hey, we'll make parts for them all day long.
Now, when you go in your building, the lobby, they do a facial recognition and everything. Is that because you work with the government and some of your parts get used in things that would be top secret, or is that just your internal?
Just thought it was cool.
Okay, all right.
That really it's some of our other customers had it,
Okay.
and it just what's cool about it is like if you came back the next time, you're already in there, and all you have to do is update your information.
Okay.
So it's yeah. Well, once you've entered it, you have to be an American citizen to come into our facility.
Okay.
Because of ITAR regulations, but you can, if you're not a U.S. citizen, you just have to be escorted, and you can only go to certain parts of the building.
Okay.
Can you give us an idea of the kind of tolerances that you mill things to? Because I'm into the woodworking side of things. I enjoy it. I have a lathe that I can turn something 6 feet long and 20 inches round, and for woodworking, that's kind of significant.
Mm-hmm.
I come into your place. My lathe wouldn't even make it onto the floor in a place like what you have. I mean, you're turning some massive things, but can you kind of give us an idea of what kind of tolerances these giant things are being turned to?
So, normally we have some dimensions that are within tenths, but it's not generally, I don't like for them to quote that kind of work that's a little too tight. We can do it, but tighter tolerance, the more expensive it is to make, because you got to grind things in. It's way more expensive, and it's not really our niche. So probably our sweet spot is probably 3 to 5 thousandths, and then it's 3 to 5 thousandths. I'd say it's probably about where we like to be for most things.
And for reference, a human hair is.
Yeah, was a human hair 1 thou or something?
Okay.
Yeah. So.
You have a dedicated room just for double checking.
CMM, yeah, we have everything we check. With what we do, I mean, everything we build, you have to be able to 100% verify every dimension and record it, and have 100% material traceability. So it's pretty serious. I mean,
You have to watch the temperature, don't you?
yes, that's why our shop is climate controlled, and then our CMMs have a data log that tracks any temperature fluctuation, because when you do something that's 100 inches in diameter, 1 or 2 degrees in temperature change could change it thousands. It can throw you out of tolerance. So you have to have a controlled environment.
If I recall, one of the machines that you use to cut steel with is actually a water jet. Am I thinking right?
Yes.
You're cutting it underwater,
Mhm.
and you're using water to cut metal.
So it's a water jet uses, so the big no-no in any aerospace part is you can't put heat into the part, and water jet doesn't put any, like you can't use a laser without getting some kind of approval. Water jet is generally approved because it doesn't put any heat. It's just high pressure. It's like your pressure washer at home on steroids with it's got garnet in it, which is a really fine crushed rock, basically. And yeah, cuts within about 5 thousandths tolerance with water. It's pretty good. You're standing up, am I? You want to get me up here?
I'm just making sure that we have any more questions. Any other questions for our guest speaker? Rob, when do you want to schedule your follow-up interview for the job opening?
Yes, well, I was hoping I was being subtle about that. I'll be down to fill out an application. Go ahead.
Wonderful.
Actually, your son-in-law had put in an application there one time. He's a aeronautical engineer or something.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, if anybody ever wants to do a tour of the facility, we like to show it off. So, I mean, a little heads up, but more than welcome.
I think we have a Rotary field trip now.
Sounds like fun to me. That's pretty cool. Well, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming. I have something for you here. Let's go in front. Chad, can you get a picture for me? All right, this is our 4-weight test here. And it's also a paperweight and then a timer on the back there. So,
Thank you.
Got it.
thank you. Thank you so much for coming. I feel like a fool because I've lived here for 31 years and I've never really known what you guys did over there. You see the building all the time, and it's like I'd like to learn more. So thank you so much for coming. It's really cool. I think that's all we have this week for our meeting. It's starting to rain now, which I don't like, but it is what it is. So I think the cold front is starting to make its way in, and it's going to be another lousy Saturday of weather, 3 weeks in a row or something like that. So anything else for the good of the club? All right, we'll rise and say the 4-way test and be dismissed.
Oh, hey, Andrew.
The board meeting, yeah. Thank you for reminding me. I'm not sure about the April board meeting yet, but Glad somebody mentioned that. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
I'm the one that works with Stacy Denhauer. That's why I did it.